is the second part of section 1.1 is the circles, how to develop circles and how to find the equations of the circle. So let xy is a point on the circle and let hk is the center of the circle. Then r is the radius between, because it's the distance between this point and this point, which means the distance. So I'm going to use the distance formula between these 2 points. So it's going to be here's the distance formula x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Then the distance between these 2 points is the radius. So it's going to be x2, which is x, minus x1 is going to be the h, plus y2 minus y1 is going to be k. That's me. Square both sides. So r squared is going to be x minus h squared, y minus k squared. That's me. I'm just going to flip it on the other side. So it's going to be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal r squared. This is the circle equations with the radius r and the center hk. So when they ask you, write down the standard form for the circle with the radius r and the center is hk, you're just going to write down the formula, plug in the numbers to find the equations of the circle. So let's check the first example. It says write the standard form of the equation of the circle with the given center is 0, 0 and radius is 3. Now the center is 0, 0 and r is 3. The radius is 3. This is question 8. So we're going to write down the formula for the circle. It's going to be h x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal r squared. This is the center. That means this is h, here's k. So it's going to be x minus h, which is 0, squared, plus y minus k is 0 squared equal 3 squared. X minus 0 is going to be x. That means this one is going to be x squared plus y squared equal 9. So this is the circle equations with the center 0, 0 and radius 3. Let's do the same thing with example 9. Question 9 is going to be the same thing. Write the standard form of the equations of the circle with the given center is. So now the center is negative 9, 4. And the radius is 3. So I'm going to do the same thing. Now here's the formula, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal the radius squared. That's me. Be careful. X, here's minus with the formula, h is negative 9. So it's going to be x minus negative 9 squared plus y minus k is 4 equal 3 squared. That's mean here it's going to be x, negative times negative positive, plus 9 squared plus y minus 4 squared. So here equal 9. This is the standard form of the equation for the circle. Set for this equation. The same thing with example 10. Write the standard form of the equation of the circle with the given center is. Now the center is 7, negative 5. And radius equal square root of 11. We're going to do exactly the same thing. Write down always the equations. Do not plug in right away, because you're going to do mistakes. Y minus k squared equal r squared. Plug in x minus h is 7 squared plus y minus k is -5. That means going to be -5 here. Close the parentheses equal r squared square root of 11 squared. Now we're going to simplify. It's going to be x minus 7 squared plus y plus 5, because negative times negative is going to be positive squared, equal square root of 11 is going to be square root of 11 times square root of 11 is going to be 11. So this is the standard form of the equation. Let's check example 11. Write the standard form of the equations of the circle. Now we have the center is 2 and 7, 2, 7, and a solution point. So we have solution point and the center. How are we going to work on this one? So here's the thing. The solution point is -390. So the first thing I'm going to start, I have a center. I need to write down the equation of the circle. I'm going to write down the formula of the standard form. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal r squared. Now, if you look, I don't have radius. I have a solution point and I have the center. The center is hk. The solution point does mean this point belongs to the equation of the circle. That means this is x and y. So I have x, I have y, I have h, I have k. I need to find the radius. So I'm going to plug in. X is -3 minus h is 2 squared plus y is 19 minus k is 7 squared equal r squared. So let's keep going to find the radius. So -3 minus 5 is going to be -2 is going to be -5 squared plus 19 minus 7 is going to be 12 squared equal the radius squared. This one is going to be 25 plus 12 squared 144 equal r squared. That's me add these together 169 is going to be equal r squared. Take the square root for both sides, so square root of 169 equal r. That means the radius is going to be 13. The square root of 169 is going to be 13. So now we're going to write down the equations and have the radius. I have the center, so it's going to be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal the radius squared. So here it's going to be x minus 2 squared plus y minus k, which is 7 squared equal 169. Because 13 squared is going to be 169. So that's it. This is the standard form for the equations. If you have center and a solution point, you have to find the radius by plugging the center and the solution point here to get the radius. Then you will go back and find the equations of the circle. The same thing is going to be with the next example. If you look, find the standard of the circle, you have a center and you have solution point. You're going to do exactly the same thing. You're going to use the center as the solution point. This is X and here's Y. This is H and K. To plug in everything in the like in the center, the circle equation to find the radius. Then you're going to go back and plug in when you find the radius, plug in everything here. It's going to be you're going to find the standard form of this of the circle. Next equation is 13 is important. They're going to ask you add the standard form of the equation of the circle, and you have two end points of the diameter, 4, 2, and negative 12, negative 10. Let's check how we're going to work on this one. So I did a simple graph. Here's the circle, and we have only 2 points. The end point, they're telling you the end points of the diameter. So here's the diameter. The end point here is negative 12, negative 10, and 4, 2. So what we're going to do, we need to find the equation of the circle. The first thing, the midpoint between these 2 points is going to be the center. So our first step is to find the center, H and K. So how are we going to find the center? We're going to use the midpoint formula. Which is the center between these 2 points. So it's going to be x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. So here's the midpoint formula. That means x1 plus x2, y1 plus y2. So it's going to be on this one, negative 12 plus 4 over 2, and y1, which is negative 10 plus 2 over 2. That means this one is going to be negative 12 plus 2 is going to be 8. 8 divided by 2 is going to be 4. Negative 10 plus 2 also is going to be negative 8. Sorry, here negative 12 plus 2 plus 4 is going to be negative 8. Divided by 2 is going to be negative 4. Negative 10 plus 2 is going to be negative 8. Divided by 2 is going to be negative. That means this is the H, and here's the K, which is the center of the circle. Now, next step, I have now the center, which is negative 4, negative 4. I can use the center on any one of these points to find the radius. I can use this point, and I can use the center with this point to find the radius. That means I'm going to use the distance formula between any 2 points. You can use these 2 points, or you can use these 2 points. Let's use the center on this point. So I'm going to use the first point, negative 4 and negative 4. And I'm going to use 4 and 2. That's me. I'm going to find the distance between this one. So I'm going to say this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So the distance is going to be, here's the formula, is going to be x2 minus x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. I'm going to plug in the numbers. So the distance is going to be x2, which is 4, minus x1 is negative 4. So negative 4 square plus y2, be careful with the sign, y2 is 2, minus y1 is negative 4. Close the parentheses, square. So the distance is going to be 4 plus 4 square plus, and here is 2 plus 4 square. That means it's going to be equal 8 square plus 6 square. So the distance is going to be 64 plus 36. You see, we have to keep going until we get the distance. Keep going. That means the distance is going to be the square root of 100. The distance is going to be 10. The square root of 100 is going to be 10. Now I have the center, which is -4 and -4. This is the center. And I have the radius 10, which is the distance between this point and this one. So I can write down the equations of the circle. So it's going to be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal r squared. So here is going to be x minus h is -4 squared plus y minus k is -4 squared is going to be 10 squared. Then it's going to be x plus 4 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 100. So this is the standard form of this equation. That's it for this example. Next equation, find the center of and the radius of the circle. So here is the circle. This is 14. It says x minus 1 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 36. So again, be careful because they're going to ask you to write down the center and the radius. Be careful with this. So always write down the formula x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal the radius squared. And check here. For the center, we have negative sign with the formula. That means h equal 1. Check here. I have negative k equal 3. That means I'm going to divide both sides by -1. So k is going to be -3. So the center is going to be 1, -3. So be careful with this example. Careful with the sign. The center is a 3. Now the next part, we have r squared equals 36. Take the square root for both sides. That means the radius is 6. We can't take the -1. Why? Because there is no radius, there is no distance in negative. Always the distance, the length, the width is supposed to be a positive number. That means our radius is going to be 6 for this example. So we're going to plug in here. Do not put another parenthesis because there is a parenthesis here. So it's going to be 1, 3. And the radius is going to be 6. So let's graph it. First of all, we're going to choose the point. I think we need to have a circle. Here is the center. And a radius is, the center is 1, -3. The center is, here is 1, x is 1, y is -3. So it's going to be here. 1, -3 here. So I'm going to show you how to graph the circle. First thing, we're going to click this one. So I'm going to locate the center. The center is 1, -3. So here is 1, and here is -3. I'm going to put the center. Then I'm going to count from the center 6 points up to the left, to the right, down, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just gonna another click. Here you see this is the center, and here is the radius to another point. If you go up, the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you go to the left, 1. This is the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it doesn't matter which direction you're gonna go. You just have to go 6 units to get the circle. But the first thing, put down the center, then count 6 units to the left, to the right, to the left, up or down, it's up to you. And another click to locate the second point. This one is going to be the graph for the circle. Here's the next question. Find the center and the radius for the circle. So here's the another question, which is question 15. So the equation is going to be x minus 4 squared plus y plus 3 squared equal 16 over 9. Again, we have to be careful. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared is going to be the radius squared. That's mean. Negative sign with the formula. So h is going to be 4. Sometimes k is going to be positive number. Depends about the sign. But if you look to the second one, you have negative k equal positive number 3. Divide both sides by -1. So that's mean k is going to be equal to -3. So the center is going to be h and k is going to be equal 4 and -3. For the radius, r squared is going to be 16 over 9. Take the square root for both sides. It's been the square root of 16 over 9. So the radius is going to be 4 over 3. Let's try to find which one is going to be the right. I'm just gonna focus on the center. The center is 4, -3. So I'm gonna look to this one, 4, -3. Must be 1, 2, 3, 4, and -3 goes down. So this is the wrong choice. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and -3 goes down. This is goes up. Here's the center for this one. So this is the wrong answer. Let's check this one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the center, the 4 and -3. 1, 2, 3. So here's the center, -3. So let's check. And the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3, which is 1, 2, 3. So maybe this one or maybe this one. So we have to focus on the radius. The radius is 4 over 3. So it's mean 4 divided by 3 is going to be 1.3. 1.3. That's mean the distance from the center to any point is going to be 1.3. So if this is the center, check the distance between the center and this point is going to be, here is the center because it's 4. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. This is more than 1.3. So this is the wrong answer. If you look to this one, the center is 4, -3 is going to be here. 1, 2, 3, this is -3. So that's mean the distance check between this point, 1 here, and here's 0.3. So this is the right choice. Because we have to locate the distance. Here is the center. Here is the center for this cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, and -3. Here is -3. So here's the center for the circle, and we have to check. The distance between the center and this point is going to be 1, 2, 3, and let's say half. So you see the distance? If you check for this example, the distance is going to be 1, and here is the small space. That's why, because our radius is 1.3. So this one is the radius. That means this is the right choice. The last questions of the circles is to show the graph of the circle. Here's the graph of the circle. For this one, x squared plus y squared, because the center for this one is 0, 0. The center for this one is 0, 0. Now, describe the type of symmetry. It's the original symmetry. Why? Because this side similar to this one, and this side similar to this one. That's why you can choose this one. It's original symmetry. Axis symmetry, yes. Why? Because this side is going to be equal to this side. A symmetry over this one is similar to this one. So a symmetry over x-axis. So we can choose this one. Symmetry about the line x equal 1. No, because the line x equal 1. Let's check that. Here's the line x equal 1. This is 2. Let's say this is 1. There's going to be a line here. So this side is not similar to this side. That's why this is the wrong choice. We can't choose this one. Let's check the last one. The last one, it says y-axis, the symmetry over y-axis. Yes, because this side similar to this side over the y-coordinate. That's why it's symmetry over y-axis. That's it for this question.